Okay, so I'm going to do another quick video on what it's like for my students with their iPad. This is what their iPad looks like when I pull it out. And yep, it just popped off really quick. So I'm going to turn it back on. I have it set so that it doesn't have a password lock on it. So they just slide and it literally pulls everything right up. So we use the BrainHoney Portal. I created an app to that. So it takes them right to the correct one and they can log in right here. It's a super great portal. It works out really nicely for my students. Some of the other things that they have on here is their camera roll. They can take pictures, and you can see they've taken pictures of some of their work. Some of the students, at first they said, well, how do I know somebody's not going to be cheating and stealing my work? And I grade enough papers, it's really easy to tell if I saw that piece of paper already. So this is just their camera roll where they're taking pictures of some of the assignments that they do on paper. But again, they upload all of that digitally. One of the things that one of my students came up was to use the Instacollage. And this collage, they can choose different formats. These here are some of the most popular, these ones up here. And they can actually take pictures of each. If they do their work a little bit bigger and they want to do each individual problem, then they can put 4 problems on one sheet and then just submit that one sheet, and it's got a bunch of stuff all on it. So some of my kids really like to use that. Probably one of the most dynamic features we have in here is our EducationZap app. This is what I record a lot of my videos on. Students just go to here and they can start doing work. And right now we're dealing with quadratics and completing the square and all that jazz. So they do this and they start graphing. And they can do all kinds of different things. And when I'm talking to them up on the thing, I can, the 3 is this. And I can say, pay attention to the 6. It's super important. It's just a great feature. They can start a new page. And it's kind of cool. It's got different types of page types. So they can actually choose a coordinate grid and say we want to graph a parabola that we shift right 3 and up 2. So they draw their new vertex. They make it the regular width. They draw their parabola and they can submit that. Or they can say, okay, I did number 1 in green or in blue, and number 2 I did in green. And number 3 I did in yellow. Anyway, it's just a great feature. And then what they do is they take a screenshot, and to take a screenshot on an iPad, you hit the home button as well as the power button right up here at the same time. And then that picture goes into their camera roll and they can start uploading that into BrainHoney. So they really use this camera a lot and EduCreations quite a bit. Some kids aren't liking the EduCreations as much. I think they just haven't discovered it. So they do a lot of things on paper and then just take the picture. But I have more and more kids all the time just falling in love with EduCreations. I would highly recommend downloading, creating an app for your page, whatever your portal is that kids log in at. I do have the iPad locked. So if you're a teacher, if you go right here and you go to settings, I put everything else in a window there. There is a, let's see, if we go to general and restrictions right here, and you'll notice restrictions is on. And right there, if I hit restrictions right now, it's going to ask me for the passcode. And you can create a passcode and restrict and open whatever you want. Like if you don't want them downloading things from the App Store, if you don't want them moving apps around, all those things. I did make all the wallpapers exactly the same. Anyway, just some things like that. So there are some great settings in here that can really work to your benefit in the classroom. I love teaching math on an iPad. I think it's super powerful. I'll take a video eventually on the actual portal that I use. We use BrainHoney, but whatever portal you're using, I've been doing Blackboard for some of my students are using Blackboard for some of their online classes. We're doing that on iPads. All of my classes are in BrainHoney. So I'm facilitating all different kinds of blended classrooms right now. It's kind of cool. But again, just great to get creative with apps. I will tell you, EducationZap as a teacher, so glad I found it. It's free. I use it all the time. Every single app on here is free. I haven't paid any money for apps at this point. I'm big into using free stuff and letting it work for me. So anyway, and kind of to go with that, just wanted to remind you about my little software piece that I downloaded called Reflector. It's about $10 to $12. You download it on your computer, and you're going to see it right here. You can actually see it projecting my iPad. I know that's kind of freaky. You can see it projecting my iPad, whatever my iPad sees and does, on my computer screen. And in turn, I'm able to project that on my projector in the front of my classroom. So Reflector is the only software piece that I've bought for the iPads, 10 to 12 bucks. And I just put that on my iPad. And then this is what my students' iPads look like. I do set this up to where every single iPad looks exactly the same. It is a violation of our technology policy for kids to change it. You obviously know high school students. It doesn't mean that it never happens, but it does give me a little more leverage. So anyway, there's just kind of a quick tutorial on how we use iPads to teach math. I hope that kind of opens your mind a little bit to how you can use a computer to leverage math in the classroom. And now I get to grade digital images rather than having 50 pieces of paper that I take home. And for the most part, most of my stuff the computer grades. If it's something I do really want to see work and I need to really grade their process, I do that. But the longer and longer I'm blending, I'm noticing having that BrainHoney to check their work immediately, that's really kind of grading their process for them, and the kids are getting it better, faster, all the time. So anyway, again, review, make sure you set up an app for your portal. EducationZap, I just think it's so powerful. I really think every iPad in a classroom needs an EducationZap. We definitely use our camera reel all the time. And Instacollage, not every classroom would have to have it, but it has come in handy for us, especially for my students who like to do a different problem on each screen in EducationZap or something like that. So anyway, I hope this helps you a little bit. Helps show you how we use iPads to teach math in the classroom, just at least a little bit more. All right.